All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Film Hustlers.
What's up, man?
We are we're adding a video element to the show, which is in its 6th season. So we are starting our 6th season with a video element.
That's right.
But
finally,
but before we get started, Film Hustlers, I'm one of your hosts, Mark Roberts. I'm a filmmaker. I've been one for 30 years. I worked indie. I made films for $200,000, made films lately for up to $15 million.
Whoa.
But we've got like all walks of life. We've got Tuddy here. Tell them about yourself, Tuddy.
Tuddy, formerly known as Rod. Who's Rod?
Yeah, Rod Rinks. This is Rod Rinks.
Yeah. Filmmaker, former makeup artist and groomer. Oh,
that's crazy.
No. Still makeup artist and groomer. Podcaster.
Podcaster, but you make movies, you make shorts, you're getting into verticals.
Doing a vertical with Savey. We're doing a pretty cool one. We got some pretty cool people attached to it.
Well, hold that thought. Davey Dave.
What's up? I am a meat popsicle.
Meat popsicle?
No, you're not. I'll tell you.
That happened in this building upstairs. Downstairs.
I'll tell you about Davey, and then you tell him, Davey. But
Okay,
Davey's been involved with IG since its inception almost.
Yeah.
Has over 400,000 followers. He's also a comedian on the tour, right? On the he's on the tour.
Try the view.
What's the name of the tour? Perrito Tour?
No, that's Concretes. But yeah,
That's
shout out to my boy Concrete.
Are you going to be in that tour too?
Eventually, I'm going to roll in there.
But he's an actor. You kind of do it all. Filmmaker, content creator.
Yeah,
Dude, he set up he set this whole thing up right
we
now.
Just stay moving.
And here we are.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for sticking with us. This is now our 6th year of doing this, talking about independent film, talking about content. Everything's changing so rapidly. So it feels like it's necessary to have these conversations more often. We want to get into a lot of stuff today.
Right.
So let's get it started. Thank you for joining me on our first video podcast. Is that what are these called? Are they called video podcasts?
It's called a talk show, Roberts. In 2026, we're basically doing a talk show.
That's it.
I'm filmmaking.
Everybody's got their own talk show.
That's true.
It's ours.
That's true. But the fate of the industry, right? Everything's been adjusting. We have like up until recently, like you're talking about, syndications going away.
Yeah.
Which is all these amazing shows that are produced by studios and by production companies that are being sold individually to different stations all across the nation. Well, that's kind of going away, right? In lieu of streaming. Cable's going away. That's inevitable that you will no longer have a cable box. But where it's filling in a little bit is you have YouTube TV, which is a streaming service that you buy that still programs regular stations like ABC, CBS, CBS, NBC, and all the other networks that were on cable are now on a YouTube TV. That is not a cable box, and it's growing very quickly, just like YouTube is growing really quickly.
That's where we're going to be.
That's where we'll be. But that's where we are if you're watching this.
That's right.
But that's right. But if you think about it, YouTube TV has now surpassed Disney, Netflix, and every other streaming service as the #1 streaming service in the world.
Now, is that YouTube TV or YouTube itself?
YouTube itself.
Got
so
it.
just YouTube for creators, for content creators, for podcasts, whatever. #1. In fact, I read
Higher than Netflix.
Yeah, well, bigger. I was told it just surpassed Netflix, but I did read that Disney and a few others combined, Apple. It now has more viewers than Apple and Disney combined.
Wow.
So
that's pretty crazy.
So it's a massive shift for us in the business. I mean, it's unfortunate that so many of us are getting caught in the wake of television and film changing. People are losing their jobs. People are not working with their shows anymore. They're not working in the same way. Reality television sort of gone dead. I think if you're not a huge reality show, like it just sort of went away. Right? There was a time, and a lot of you guys listening and watching know this, where you could literally sell a show about a couple of dudes at a sandwich shop or a couple of women.
I mean, they're doing it, but they're doing it now like on. It's funny you say a couple of guys at the sandwich shop. There's that show that's on Instagram.
Yeah.
The two dudes in the deli. You know what I mean? It's like that short form. I mean, so there.
But it's
there
not
are,
but it's not reality. I'm talking about. I was just talking about reality.
Yes, but there's actually a reality show called the Revival Records, or I sent it to you, right? And it's shot on an iPhone, and it's like, 2 minutes long, and they just cover one topic. Like the one that I saw was about a couch. I think we talked about it last time, where it was, and the dude's just panning across to everybody, and it's all these characters, but the characters, and they look at the camera, but he's just capturing their conversation. They bring the couch in, and then, the couch, sit on the couch, lay on the couch. Should we keep the couch? Should we get rid of the couch? So, and it's an L cut in. They show the exterior, so you have that feel, like you hear the conversations going on, you see the exterior, and then they go in. And I'm not going to lie, it grabs your attention because they're characters that work there. You know what I mean? And they grab your attention within, like, seconds, just like you would meet somebody else.
But that is not on traditional television.
No, it's on the Instagram.
It's on Instagram. It's probably on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's
you don't say the anymore. You used to say the.
Well, I grew out of the Instagram. It's like the Facebook. But no, I think look, traditional. I guess the point of the show really is traditional television, traditional film. The way you used to watch stuff is just not the way people are watching stuff. So you have to adapt. You have to grow. Do they still need people running cameras? Yeah. Do they still need creative conversations about what are great shows? Yeah. Can you prove your proof of concept easier than you used to be able to? Yeah. You absolutely can. Yeah. Like, there's that. What shows, like, there's a show on Instagram called
Brooklyn Coffee
Shop. Yeah. And that's doing extremely well because they're using influencers as their co-stars, right? And it's very clever.
That's right. It's a good show. It's fun.
It's well written. It's well produced. It's just two shots: the door where the people come in, and then the counter where everything unfolds.
That's it.
It's a crazy thing. I think what we want to continue to talk about and to encourage people is to be creative, to grab your iPhone if that's all you have. To keep trying to raise money. I don't think that that's ever going to change. We all grew up with some level of television and film in our hearts, and sometimes people go off and start great businesses like 1-800-Flowers and or become bankers on Wall Street and end up investing in film because it was a dream of theirs to be involved in the film industry. And now that they have money, they just want you to have that money to make movies or to make short form or to make whatever you want to make. So I think the raising money thing is alive and well. And you guys live that every day too. Yeah. I mean, I don't raise money anymore. I stopped doing that, but
I think the money's transferring though, because it's just simple. It's just like simple supply and demand. Like, so TV is going away. And we got some bad news today, Davey and I. Yeah. We're not going to be having a gig in a few months. But hey, but the money went from there to here.
True.
Like what we're doing now. This is where the money's going.
Right.
And so the ads and everything just follow where the popularity goes.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, which I think has been in the trades lately, that ads and companies and corporations brands are getting into the film and television industry now. Yeah. So now a brand like, I don't know, name a brand that's doing like Gap or
Dick's Sporting Goods
or
sports movies.
Yeah. Any of these businesses that are doing extremely well that are all around the world now are becoming studios, and they're putting their brand and their ideas and creative,
cities
juices into it.
I was reading cities. Think about the money that cities have to promote, like for tourism and stuff like that. What better way than putting those millions of dollars into commercials or whatever you're going to do than to make a film?
Yeah.
Or like a Christmas film about that. Put all that money, gets shown every year. You know what I mean? You're highlighting the whole city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like an open look. Like I said, Davey and I got bad news today.
Yeah, tell us about that. What is the bad news?
The bad news is Access Hollywood, Access Daily is going away. All of NBC syndication is gone.
But mainly the show you work on, which is Access Hollywood, which you work on, Access Hollywood, is canceled.
Access Hollywood, Access Daily, Karamo, Kelly Clarkson. There's like, Wilco, the guy from
Wilco.
Steve
Steve Wilkos.
They basically got rid of the whole NBC syndication, which
It's huge. Like I don't think it's ever happened at once.
No, and there was talk about like downside because obviously the money's been leaving, the money's been coming here to things like this and Instagram influencers and all the stuff we talk about. It's been slowly moving that way because eyes are moving that way.
Everything's on the go.
It is, and so now we thought. I mean, I heard rumblings, but I thought come September that there was going to be another, people were going to get laid off. Yeah, things were going to shift, things were going to change, but never did I think that, the whole show was going to go away.
Yeah, it's the end of an era, man, and it was a good run. I mean, it was a good run. It was like you're talking about 30 years, and in Entertainment Tonight's case, and by the way, Entertainment Tonight is not canceled, so
no,
I don't want.
Neither is Extra.
I don't want to say,
which is
I don't want. Yeah, and Extra's not canceled.
But
So
Extra's on 30 weeks of. Lopez said they have 30 dark weeks or something.
Oh, yeah,
crazy, dude. Yeah,
out of 52 weeks.
Out of 52 weeks, that does. Yeah, I know, and they don't work
crazy.
Fridays.
Okay, well
that seems a bit
their budgets
extreme.
are lower.
Yeah, they're
but Entertainment Tonight's not canceled, and they've been around for I guess 10 years longer than Access Hollywood. So it's a business that's been a staple of television, entertainment news, but we're all getting it different now. So I think the key here is, get involved with the future of what's happening in content. And here's the crazy thing, like podcasts, we do this podcast, we've been doing it for a long time, but if you think about it, one of the biggest advice that we've been getting is that you have to cross platform, right? Like you have to you can hear us on Apple podcasts, you can hear us on Spotify. I mean, there's a ton of to do it. Yeah, there's a ton of places you can hear us.
You have to do it though.
But now that you have the video component, you have to like do little bits so that you can put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, so that people can all go to your podcast and check it out. So if you're thinking of creating, if you're a creator, you're probably more advanced than we are. That's for sure. But we're just.
Hey, what do you mean? Davey just set this whole thing up.
We're barely learning. We went 5 years without a video component.
I've been trying to get this happen for how long?
Well, look at here. You did it.
I did on the day that I got canned. I did. We did it.
But great things happen when bad things happen.
Yeah.
So you gotta think about it in terms of if you're thinking of doing podcasts or thinking about doing short form, even if you're thinking about doing what everyone seems to be wanting to do, which is microdramas, you still have to cross-platform them. You still have to advertise them elsewhere so that people can drive to where you're trying to make money. So,
exactly.
I mean, I still think, though, with that said, microdramas, yes, but the goal is to make film. Like, that's what everybody wants. I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, let's do a cool little series, 2-minute episodes on IG and TikTok, microdrama, vertical, mobisodes, whatever you want to call them. That's cool, but at the end of the day, I'd rather make a feature.
Right.
I'd rather go somewhere for 3 weeks with you fools and make a film. That's the ultimate goal.
The answer is, what are you committed to, right? What are you committed to? Are you committed to making movies? Yeah, you can make movies. If you're committed to making movies, you'll find a way to make movies, you know?
Of course, but think about what we're talking about. Like, for us to go and do this little microdrama we're going to make, right? It's minimal cost. Like our budget's small. We're going to shoot it in a weekend. We're going to do 8 episodes, 9 episodes.
But do you want to do that, or do you want to do feature films?
But I want to do feature films. But yes, but I could do this for such a small amount. And what comes out of this, right?
The budget versus the visibility and something that we're doing, especially the people who are in it. Like it outweighs the money.
Yeah, the people who are in it is they got big followings and they're well known and they love the concept, and if we shoot it the way it's a vision, right? At the end of the day, it's a vision. Like we have an idea of this vision, how I want to shoot it, characters, where it takes place, all that stuff. It's a scene in a movie, but we're rotating different characters in and out of it.
I mean, based on that, I think you have to definitely shoot things, work on your craft, lower amounts of money to do something with quality people is a great way to practice.
Yes.
And potentially to meet other people while you're shooting. Everyone loves a moving train, man. If you've got a camera out and you got good actors in front of it and people see you doing it or hear that you're doing it or watch what you did, it creates opportunity. So that's a great thing to do. So no matter what it is, you should be doing that. No matter what, like shoot something on your iPhone, if you don't have the money for other stuff, like whatever you got to do, like go out and do the work. So yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. There's nothing else to say. You got to do it.
Yeah, because we just sit idling. You know, we did Beautiful Darkness over a year ago. You know what I mean? And it was a short. You know, and we had momentum and we kind of chilled and waited. I kept writing, and then again, like talking to investors and people like that. And it's kind of like they want to do something because they like the experience and they had a good time and it did well. But it's kind of like, what's the next step is more money and a bigger project and a feature, all that stuff. Those are big dollars, And so to go out and try to raise that money, how long is it going to take, Well,
I mean, look.
Or we find somebody who invests in this idea that's basically a funny concept that could be done for not a lot of money.
Right.
And the actors that we got, they like it. Again, actors want to work, right?
Sure.
So, and if it's a funny character and they get to have fun with it,
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the answer is if you find something that you can work with some good people on, you should do it because it may create other opportunities. So definitely do that. Like that's an absolute 100%. And as you move forward, like, just to kind of put a button on that other conversation, like you do have to decide look, no one wants to hear this part, but the truth is that you have to decide how you're going to feed yourself and feed your family. If the answer to that is you're going to make feature films and that's how you're going to feed your family, then you work backwards from that. How does that happen? How can I make that happen? It doesn't matter whether you're a comedian, makeup artist, doesn't matter. Once you decide how you're going to take care of your life, then you work backwards from that and you take care of it. And it'll show up, and it's not always perfect, like shows get canceled. You had a master plan of being a master filmmaker or, making inroads in television and your show got canceled and you've got to rethink everything. It's the way of the world.
Changed. It's just a new situation. Like, the old studios closed down and built new ones. Same thing.
Yeah. And you've got lots of studios now and you got the whole Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers and it's going to shut down all the theaters. Oh, that didn't happen, but they're shutting down the theaters anyway. iPic went under last week. It's over. No more iPics.
Wow.
And guess what? Had nothing to do with no one buying a studio.
Paramount bought them, right?
Yeah. Paramount bought them. Yeah. Netflix is out. They were like, I'm not going to pay that much money for Warner Brothers. So they're out. But I guess my point is that no one's going to a theater anyway, so there was no reason to worry about it. Those guys at Paramount, they're going to fire a bunch of people anyway. Like it's all going to happen no matter who was going to buy it. It's just the way it all works. There's less and less of that. So,
but there's more opportunity, right?
Having said that, there's more opportunity if you're willing to sort of look at the business in a different way. We all have to.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm watching The Count of Monte Cristo, on PBS. Like that's the show that I'm watching right now. It's long form. It's 1 hour. It's 10 episodes. I'm watching The Pit. I'm watching like an old person in a way. I'm still doing that. I also scroll while I'm watching. The Count of Monte Cristo came up and it was French. It was like all kinds of French information. I was like, I told my wife, I'm not watching this if it's French subtitles because I can't do other things while I watch this. But that's the only evolution that I've made as a viewer. I still want to watch long form. I don't want to watch something that's 2 minutes long. I just not interested.
I do too. Like I prefer that, but I just don't have the time. I personally don't. You know what I mean? I don't. By the time I get finished doing all my duties and stuff, it's 10 o'clock. I can't sit down and watch,
So how do they do it? How do you do it? If you're out there and you want to make the shift and you want to become a filmmaker and you want to get a break in this business and you want to be, I mean, who are the new Rodriguez? Who are the new Spielbergs? Like, who are those people? Who are you looking up to that you want a career like theirs now? they hardly exist anymore, right?
No, they don't.
No.
They really don't.
You don't have those people anymore. Like, where's the young filmmaker that's out there killing it right now with a brand new movie that just showed at Sundance and was in 3,000 theaters?
I mean, you got the guy from YouTube who is the gamer. He started off as a gamer.
Mr. Beast?
No, not even Mr. Beast. The other guy who raised the money for he did a $3 million like horror movie and made a bunch of money. Like it made,
but he still has to,
million.
he used to have to become an influencer first.
He became
exactly.
that's what I'm pointing. He became he didn't have no distribution, nothing. What he did was he had such a big following, started gaming, that he wanted to do this movie. I forget what it's called. It's like a horror movie. And so he did. He raised the money, $3 million. He went and shot it, and he got his following, his subscribers. He went directly to the theaters and said, "Hey, I want to put my movie," and they laughed. You know what I mean? And then his subscribers actually reached out to the theaters and emailed and said, "We want to watch this movie." And the theater said, "There's nobody in there anyways." And they said, "Fine." And they showed up in the opening weekend. I think he made $21 million, and I think he's made up to $47 or $41 million to this point.
Well,
but he's a gamer.
Then you have that, right?
Yeah.
Then you have.
But the following, look at the following.
You got a following. You got go ahead, build a 1 million person following, and then go make a movie and put it in theaters. I guess
people will come. Well, it's true. I mean, I've seen it time and time again with a lot of my friends. Like, literally, as soon as a million hits, like they can do shows, they can do appearances. You know, it just holds a little weight these days.
Well, it's completely different than when I was a kid. When I was even in my 20s, like you couldn't to get seen. It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to get seen. Now, if you've got a clever idea and some good editing, and by the way, everyone's a good editor. I used to think Robert Rodriguez was the best editor in the world, and he is great. And his style was so specific. Now it's literally on every YouTube video that I see or Instagram video, like the commercials, they all cut like him now.
Well, the thing is, they learned from that. Now it's built into a template.
It is.
Anybody
That's
can
right.
use.
Yeah, and that's how it feels, right? They just cut from like the coffee pod being put in to the coffee shooting out the water to someone drinking it.
Right.
Like that. Those are the 3 cuts, and it's super fast.
Yeah.
So they get you from point A to point B the way they used to, but now it's in a template. Like you can just put your video in and say, make this like, whatever that is.
All those came from YouTube. So all the creators used to make videos, and all the ones that gained massive views, those are the guys who started making the commercials. Yeah. And so everybody's kind of used to it.
Those are like AI apps, AI editing apps?
No. It's actually being shot, but the people who created they made a spec commercial.
Right.
And then it got millions of views, right?
Right.
And then they are the ones that get hired to make the actual commercials now.
Oh, right.
So everybody's kind of used to it.
Well, I mean, look, we're kind of old school and new school here for sure. So I definitely want to say, don't give up on the idea of making a movie or making a documentary and selling it to PBS or selling it to some of the other streamers that are now, that used to be networks and are now just streamers, because you could still do that. It's not like everything's changed and it's all different. It's just that there's a lot more opportunity, and it feels like you're drowning because you don't understand the new technology of how to sell stuff and how to make money on views and clicks and sponsors and brands. And it is a scary sort of thing when you don't know and you just see everyone talking about it. What my favorite thing is everyone talking about it, not making any money, and that's the next big thing, and there's billions of dollars being made, but no one I know is making any money.
You know what's ironic is you can actually go onto social media, YouTube and TikTok, and learn how to do all these things.
That's terrific. I mean, for someone young,
for
a young filmmaker, go for it,
film
man.
School. I mean, do film schools exist anymore?
Yeah.
They do?
But
schools still exist. Colleges still exist. How long? For how long though?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You
YouTube
can ask
University, man.
Yeah, AI anything. AI University.
It's kind of going backwards though, because one of my neighbors, her grandson goes to Columbia, and you know what they're having him do now? Handwriting.
Well, good.
Like kids can't handwrite. Like my kids go to a Waldorf school, so they're all handwriting. But dude, when was the last time you hand wrote?
Forget handwriting. What about typing class? Didn't you guys ever take typing
Well, yeah,
class?
but that's, you know.
Where you put in a little piece of paper and you type 60 words a minute. You take a test. How many words did we? 33 words a minute. Like I was never very good.
I was like 25.
That was never very good.
You were one finger.
Hey, but now you're like.
Now I'm 120.
Right? But you don't need it anymore. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is that you no longer take typing class. Why? Because it's built into your DNA and what you're going to do with the rest of your life. So forget that.
Yeah.
I think it's the same. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't want to knock on colleges. Clearly, there's a benefit to working hard and studying. Well, there's an integrity about school, right? You have to go there, or you have to get online, or you have to.
Depends what field you're going.
You have
into,
to turn in.
For sure.
But let's just say let's be clear. Let's be clear. If I have to turn in an assignment that has a certain amount of words and I have to do it by a certain day, otherwise I won't get a good grade, that's a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
True.
Right? Because all of us have to be somewhere. We have to deliver something. We have to meet deadlines. We have to make sure that the network gets what they are going to get to show your movie, because there's all these qualifications now.
Well, isn't that the whole point? Like, my father-in-law, he was a big executive bank guy. And it wasn't, I had a conversation about this. It wasn't about the college degree. It was about the commitment. You committing for 4 years and getting out of there with a degree in something. You know, you committed to 4 years. So when you go and you're a young kid and you go to apply to a job, it's like, okay, were you able to commit and achieve? Did you have the discipline? Did the grades turn out like, okay, well, you seem like a pretty good student, employee, I'll hire you. You know what I mean?
You got to be in it. You got to be good at it. You got to be good at what you do.
We have deadlines all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, when I make a movie and a network says, you know, you have to deliver look, when you get a lot of people watching do this every day, probably at a higher level than we do. But when you get a contract from a network and they say you have to deliver for this many millions of dollars, you don't get paid until you deliver certain things, right?
Yeah.
Deliver a budget, get paid. Deliver a schedule, get paid. Finish, start principal photography, get paid. Finish principal photography, get paid. Deliver the final product, get your last paycheck. But and by the way, I have to pay everyone else out of that paycheck. So if that doesn't get there, if I don't take care of my business, then you guys don't all get paid. But yeah, I think that there is rules to life, and you have to be good at delivering. And I guess that's the answer. You got to be good at delivering.
Yeah, you do.
But I will say, 6th season. This is our first video podcast. You can expect from us a commitment of a conversation about what is happening in Hollywood, what's going on, who's doing it, who's hiring, what's happening, what we're doing.
And you can really get the pulse of Hollywood.
Yeah. And by the way, I think one thing that's never going to change is needing music for your product.
No.
Right.
Right? And where would you go if you needed music?
If I needed music, and I'm going to need some music, Davey.
YouTube?
No, you can't get it off. Can't download off of YouTube.
I would go see my boy Russ at Extreme Music.
Russ at Extreme Music. ExtremeMusic.com will give you a library of music that comes from all over the world. I'm talking about composers from Mexico, from Italy, from France, all over the world, putting their music on this wonderful platform. Where you can get a great deal. You don't have to hire a composer. You don't have to go through all that trouble. Check out extrememusic.com. They are our partner, and we love them, and I know that you'll love them too.
And if you ever need a cigar, Davey, where would you come to?
You know what? I'm going to the library on Ventura, and thank you to Vic for having us and hosting us our first video podcast.
This is amazing. We're going to be doing it here at the library.
Yep. Private club. So if you don't want to, a bunch of riffraff, you want a nice low-key spot with good smokes. We didn't have smokes tonight because it was kind of like, I kind of need them. But this is the spot.
We are going to get better at this video thing. And
I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you guys are great. But we are going to get better at it. But in the meantime, I guess you're going to have to check us out and also subscribe or like us.
You got to subscribe, Roberts. Come on. You're hosting the show. It's
you have to subscribe. You have to click on something and say you like us. And if you have any questions or anything you want us to cover, let us know. And In the meantime, congratulations. First video. Very exciting. And we will see you next time. And we will actually see you next time on Film Hustlers.
There you go.